There's something fundamental about cities that makes them interesting. They are a product of us, a trace of humanity. They speak about history and our way of life. Cities emerge under influence of countless factors, and often they're difficult to understand. However, there are some disciplines that can help us decode cities. Hello, my name is Antonio, and today we're starting a new series about one of my favorite games, City Skylines. In this series, I'm going to show you some basics of urban planning and urban history to try and give you a bit of inspiration when building your cities. Today, we're going to talk about urban form. Simply put, urban form is the shape of a city. Its street pattern, lot pattern, and building pattern. These patterns are influenced by a number of factors: environment, history, politics, economy, and many others. And they tell a story of how the city formed and transformed through time. Cities emerge in different time frames, under different political and economic systems, and under different historical circumstances. Studying city patterns and their meaning enables us to understand why cities look and work the way they do. This is a vast topic, and I would need much more than one video to explain it in detail. But in this episode, we can talk about one key factor of urban form: the origins of a city. We can divide cities in two categories based on their origins: a city of continuity and a city of idea. A city of continuity is a city that developed through a long period of time, with countless factors that influenced its urban form. Cities like these usually have several different historical layers. A city of idea is a new city founded by a formal decision and designed in a relatively short period of time. They tend to be very conceptual and geometric in their form, and their layers are often much more homogeneous. Let's take Paris, France, and Washington, D.C., United States of America as examples. Paris is an example of a city of continuity. Its area was first settled by a Celtic tribe called the Parisi in the 3rd century BCE. In 52 BCE, the Romans took control over the area, when Julius Caesar finished his campaign in Gaul. They built a typical Roman grid city on the southern bank of the river, calling it Lutetia Parisiorum. Paris continued to grow and prosper throughout the Middle Ages, and by the 14th century, it was the biggest city in Europe. In the following centuries, Paris gradually expanded its city area, reaching a population of 600,000 by the end of the 18th century. In the 19th century, Georges Eugène Haussmann started the urban renewal of the city. The plan envisioned carving of the city structure with wide new avenues that connected the city's main focal points. Washington, on the other hand, was designed by Enfant around 1790, after the American Congress made a decision to build a new capital. 18th century was a time when urban planning was used to showcase the grandeur of a country, especially in their capitals. Cities designed in that period have highly geometrical, often symmetrical layouts, with wide, monumental streets and stretches. That's one of the reasons why L'Enfant designed a grid layout, with wide avenues radiating from the city's focal points and connecting them. Later, Andrew Ellicott revised the plan and made some changes, but the main concept stayed the same. In Paris, we can see the complexity of urban form that developed through time, the different layers from different time periods, the efficient Roman grid, the dense medieval structure, and the broad Haussmann's strokes. All of these layers were affected by countless factors related to their time, and each of them carries an abundance of historical meaning. Washington, we can also see different layers: the grid, the strokes, the squares, the landmarks. We can see it's a city planned around an idea for a young country that wants to send a message. These two cities emerged in two different contexts and in different ways, and that's why their urban forms speak different stories. Urban form carries meaning, and we can read the history of the city just by looking at it. One of the most influential architects and theorists, Christopher Alexander, claimed that certain timeless patterns create a kind of design language for architects and urbanists. Knowing that urban patterns carry meaning, we might say that urban form is a kind of language as well, and that a city is a story already written about people and their history. When we read the story, we learn about the city itself. City Skylines is a game that enables us to play with urban form, and gives us the freedom to build almost anything we want. The game can be used in many ways, as a simulator, a model builder, even a computer, but it can also be used as a great storyteller. Besides history, it can speak about ideas, skills, interests, or personalities. The next time you build a city, try to build a story and see what you get. So that's it for today, but if you already have some interesting stories you'd like to share, post them in the comments below or send them to my email address and I'll show the coolest of them in another video. If you found this video interesting, you can like it, share it, or you can subscribe to my channel to know whenever a new video comes out. You can also support me on Patreon so I can keep making the best possible content for you. Play curiously, and I'll see you soon.